Subscribe for more.
I never imagined my life would be measured in before and after. Before the day she left. After everything that followed. My name is Daniel Harper.
I'm 58 now, living in a quiet town outside Manchester, and most mornings start the same way. Tea cooling on the counter, house too quiet, memories louder than anything else. 21 years ago, my wife walked out, destroyed our family, and ran off with another man. People think time heals everything. What it really does is teach you how to carry the weight without dropping it. Back then, I was 37. I worked long hours managing a logistics depot. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid the mortgage and kept food on the table. My wife, Eleanor, stayed home with our 2 children, Oliver and Grace. We weren't flashy, but we were stable. Or at least I thought we were.
I believed showing up, paying bills, and being dependable was love. I didn't know she had started seeing stability as boredom. The change didn't happen overnight. It never does. She laughed less, criticized more. Small things at first. The way I dressed. The way I talked about work. The way I was always tired. She started going out more, saying she needed space, needed to feel alive again. I didn't fight it. I thought marriages went through phases. I thought patience was strength. The night she left is burned into me. No shouting. No dramatic scene. She packed a suitcase while I was putting the kids to bed. When I came back downstairs, she was standing by the door. She said she was unhappy, that she had found someone who understood her, that she couldn't breathe in this life anymore. Then she walked out. Just like that. Oliver was 9. Grace was 6. They stood at the top of the stairs, watching their mother disappear. The weeks after were chaos. School runs, packed lunches, unanswered questions I didn't have the heart to answer. Eleanor moved in with a man named Marcus, a marketing consultant she met through a friend. She didn't call much. When she did, it was about logistics. Holidays. Birthdays. Nothing emotional. Nothing maternal. Eventually, the calls stopped too. I became everything at once. Father. Mother. Provider. Emotional buffer. I learned how to braid Grace's hair and help Oliver with maths homework I barely remembered myself. Nights were the hardest. After the kids slept, the silence crept in. I replayed every conversation, every missed sign, wondering where I failed. People told me to move on, to date, to start over. I didn't. I didn't trust my judgment anymore.
Years passed. The children grew. Oliver became guarded, fiercely independent. Grace turned inward, cautious with her heart. Eleanor stayed gone. We heard through mutual acquaintances that her new life wasn't as magical as she'd imagined. The man left. Then another. Then another. None of that mattered to me. What mattered was who showed up. And she didn't. When Oliver turned 18, he stopped asking about her altogether. Grace sent one last letter at 20, inviting her to her university graduation. Eleanor didn't respond. That was the moment something hardened in both of them. Not anger. Acceptance. A quiet understanding of who she chose to be. I won't pretend I was perfect. I made mistakes. I was tired. Sometimes emotionally unavailable. But I stayed. Every parent-teacher meeting. Every late-night fever. Every heartbreak and success. I stayed. There's a difference between love that feels exciting and love that shows up when it's inconvenient. I learned that the hard way. 21 years later, Eleanor reached out. A message on social media. Short. Polite. She said she'd been thinking a lot lately. Regret does that to people when distractions run out. She wanted to talk. To explain. to reconnect with the children. I didn't respond right away. I sat with it for days. Then I asked Oliver and Grace what they wanted. They were adults now, capable of deciding for themselves. Oliver said he felt nothing. Grace said she felt tired. Neither felt curious. That told me everything. I replied once. I told Eleanor the children were grown and could decide on their own. I wished her well. I didn't offer forgiveness or blame. Just closure. That night, I slept better than I had in years. Not because justice was served. Not because she suffered. But because I finally understood something. Abandonment doesn't end when the person leaves. It ends when you stop waiting for them to come back. I stopped waiting a long time ago. I just didn't realize it until then. Our family wasn't destroyed because she left. It was reshaped by who stayed. Oliver has a family of his own now. Grace works as a therapist, helping others through the kind of wounds we learn to live with. They're strong, not because of what happened, but because they were never alone after it did. People still ask if I hate her. I don't. Hate requires energy I'd rather spend elsewhere. What I feel is distance. The kind that comes from knowing someone chose themselves over their children and expecting time to erase that choice. It doesn't. It only clarifies it. If there's a lesson in all this, it's simple. Love isn't leaving when something better comes along. Love is staying when things stop being exciting. 21 years ago, she walked out. Today, I'm still here. And that's the part of the story that actually mattered. I don't tell this story for sympathy or praise. I tell it because men like me rarely speak. We're taught endurance, not expression. But silence doesn't mean weakness. It means responsibility carried quietly. If you're living in the aftermath of someone else's exit, know this. You don't owe your future to their absence. You build it anyway, day by day, choice by choice, until the pain becomes history, and history finally loosens its grip. That understanding took decades, but it finally gave me peace.